This nigga was on the steps of Congress in front of press with a suit on.
Right.
The only intimidation you should feel is the intimidation of legislation. Get out of my face, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's start this morning's conversation with our favorite. Let me not say that. Let me stop being bombastic. Let's start this morning's conversation with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is it Marjorie Taylor Greene or Marjorie Greene Taylor?
It's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Okay, whatever. I'd be fucking these white people names up.
All backwards.
Oh, backwards. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's talk about this Congresswoman. She is a Republican. She is recently she attended and was I think she was the keynote speaker for a white supremacist rally that was here in Washington, D.C. On the steps of Congress, another congressman, black man, Jamaal Bowman, approached Marjorie Taylor Greene just to call her out on her hypocrisy while she was speaking with the press. As a response to that, Marjorie Taylor Greene had the following to say.
What concerns me about Jamaal Bowman is he has a history of aggression, not just towards others, but towards me in particular, and I'm very concerned about it. But I will tell you what's on video is Jamaal Bowman shouting at the top of his lungs, cursing, calling me a white supremacist, which I take great offense to. That is like calling a person of color the N-word, which should never happen. Calling me a white supremacist is equal to that, and that is wrong. I feel threatened by him. He not only led a mob there, but his boisterous lies. And I'll tell you another thing he said outside there. He was saying, save your party. I kept telling him, no, save the country. It's not about political parties. We shouldn't care about political parties.
Oh, the caucasity. Oh, the caucasity of what's happening here. I thought about for a moment including the original video, but I don't want to do this court case to figure out if Jamaal Bowman is aggressive or not. This nigga was on the steps of Congress in front of press with a suit on.
Right.
The only intimidation you should feel is the intimidation of legislation. Get out of my face, Marjorie Taylor Greene. We know this dog whistle, by the way. The girl, the bitch just died who accused, that's right, I'm calling her out her name. Fuck that bitch for real. Fuck her. The bitch who accused Emmett Till of whistling her and then recanted on that accusation just died. We know this language, ho. We know this motherfucking language. I don't like calling women out their name. Let me chill. Let me chill. But ooh, you dirty bitch. Oh my God. But that's actually not why I'm upset this morning. I'm not even upset per se because we've seen this blueprint, this old white blueprint, and white people need new blueprints too. My goodness. Oh my God. She playing this same agitated white woman role from 1715.
Right.
But that's not why I'm here. The thing that caught my attention, Marjorie Taylor Greene says that the white N-word is white supremacist. To which we all know the obvious logistical step is, if white supremacist is as bad as the N-word, why didn't you just say the N-word? Why did you say white supremacist is the nigger of white people? Why? Because they don't hit the same.
Right.
But on Wake and Bake with BeMo, Sweetheart, Wake and Bake with BeMo nights, I have tripped upon a discovery. I have found something groundbreaking. On this show, I'm so excited to announce, we have found the white N-word. We have found the word for white people that should cause them embarrassment, that should lead them onto campaigns for, what do? Reclaiming, empowering. We have sought out the original definition of the word and found out that it actually describes people in a very negative way. But I don't think that white people have even discovered their own N-word. Sweetheart, let's put up a list. Let's put up a list of the other N-words that may be considered. So here are our most prominent white N-words, in which I will say, if you're on Instagram, you can't see the list. Go on to Facebook, go to YouTube, go to YouTube and Twitter, you can see the full list. But I will tell you now, I've put 6 words on the screen. Cracker, Peckerwood, Mr. Charlie, colonizer, the F word, and then, of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene's suggestion, white supremacist. I really hope these are spelled correctly because, Lord have mercy. I put up these 6 words. I want to go through a brief etymology of each of these 6 words. And I want you to know none of these 6 words is the white N-word. We have found it, though. Just be patient with me. Number 1, cracker. Also known as cracker ass cracker. Thank you, Chris Rock. We appreciate that. Cracker is a term not because white people are the color of crackers. Cracker, the etymology of cracker comes from those who are cracking the whip. It's supposed to make white people feel bad for slavery. But you know what? White people don't got no feelings for real. Let me stop. White people who are racist don't really give a fuck. It's like toxic niggas don't have revelations. Yeah. Toxic white folks ain't like, oh, they called me cracker. I just feel bad about cracking the whip. The reason why I always hated cracker, it feels like it gives too much power to white people. We ain't trying to power you. We trying to depower you with this white N-word. Cracker, get out of here. Peckerwood. I found out this morning Peckerwood was something I heard in some jive language in a 70s movie like 20 years ago when I was 20 years ago I was not 16. Or was I? No, I was 14. Yeah, cool. 20 years ago when I was 14 years old, I heard some black dudes in a movie. It might even been Black Dynamite, what I heard them call a white man Peckerwood. Yeah. So I researched the etymology. It turns out that peckerwood is an inversion of woodpecker. You're probably smart enough to figure that. Back in the 1830s and 40s, when you used to compare people to birds for some reason, black people were called blackbirds, which is why they had that song Blackbird by the Beatles. Mm-hmm. And as a response, black folks started calling white people peckerwoods. Not only because they are white like woodpeckers, but because they be on dick. Too many steps, though. Sorry, Peckerwood. Too many steps to get to the offense. And I don't know if white people are really offended by bird names. Just to be honest with you, I'm not offended by a bird name. Blackbird is a beautiful song by the Beatles, by the way. Number 3, Mr. Charlie. Or Mr. Charlie Wood, the descendant of the Peckerwood, of course. Mr. Charlie is actually a term that was coined by James Baldwin. Mr. Charlie, Sorry for Mr. Charlie was the name of his theatrical play. It followed the killing of a black religious family by a white person who just felt like their life was more important than the black family. But sorry, Mr. Charlie. Mr. James Baldwin came up with the word. I don't want white people using James Baldwin's word to feel offended by, okay? Not in that sense. Mr. Charlie, you gotta go. Colonizer, personal favorite. But again, in the same sentiment as cracker, we were supposed to be making white people feel bad about a thing that they are. Colonizer has too much weight on it. It's got too much power. It's like, oh, you colonize a place. I feel like white people in America think, oh, 13 colonies. What a great thing. Mm-hmm. North Carolina, not the erasure of people's culture, right? So colonizer, not good enough. The F word, a very good contender. The F word being the F word that rhymes with maggot. So offensive that I won't even say it on the show. But why is it not white people's, well, okay. Etymology of the F word actually means kindling for a fire. Oh. And because they actually used to burn gay people to start witch hunt fires, wow. That's where you get the name flaming F word. Yeah. It's quite fucked up when you think about it, right? But the reason why I won't give it to white people is because in this caste system that they created, the others also include gay people, right? So, sorry. Not enough coverage with the F word. My apologies. Then I want to get to white supremacists, which, sweetheart, I don't like to agree with racist ass bitches, to be light about it, but Marjorie Taylor Greene was halfway right. white people should be offended by parts of the phrase white supremacist.
Okay.
You know, sweetheart, if I was white, if I was a white man, there would be nothing that would grind my gears more than somebody saying I'm successful because I'm white. Not because I'm smart, not because I'm strong, not because I won, but because I'm white. So the energy of I'm offended by white supremacists in a very racist way is very aligned with white supremacists almost being the white N-word. But the reason why I won't call it the white N-word, one is 2 words. And also, same reason with colonizer, same thing with cracker. By calling white supremacists, we give them that supreme title. I ain't trying to give you supreme shit.
The best part of waking up is BeMo